So I'm going to sing a song in honor of a spiritual warrior, a man that stood up for the people there in Pine Ridge in their time of need. There was a time back in the 70s. It was called the Reign of Terror by the people there because the traditional people were getting terrorized by their own tribal government. Why? The tribal government was working in the interests of the larger U.S. government, trying to secure illegal uranium mining and illegal activities, illegal land selling deals. Leonard Peltier, along with the American Indian movement, was called in to stand up against this injustice. And this is a song I wrote to a lyric by the great activist, folk singer Pete Seeger, a man who stood up against injustice his whole life. He's 90 years old now. And this is called Bring Him Home. And we're going to have a rally tomorrow to commemorate the 34th anniversary of Leonard's illegal arrest and incarceration. It's going to happen right across the street by the courthouse. There's a table out there with information. Please check it out. If you love your Mother Earth, bring him home, bring him home. Stand up for what she's worth. Bring him home, bring him home. The FBI up in line, bring him home, bring him home. For 33 years crucified, bring him home, bring him home. All the grandchildren are crying, bring him home, bring him home. All the black, red, yellow, and white, bring him home, bring him home. Show the president their fallacy, bring him home, bring him home. And set our brother free, bring him home, bring him home. Oh, no sins, bring him home, bring him home. And proclaim his innocence, bring him home, bring him home. We elected you for change, bring him home, bring him home. Now it's time to turn the page, bring him home, bring him home. So if you love your native land, bring him home, bring him home. Stand up and take a stand, bring him home, bring him home. All the biggest will be sad, I know. Bring him home, bring him home. But in true kindness we can grow. Bring him home, bring him home. Can you hear the Spirit's voice? Bring him home, bring him home. In the spirit of crazy horse, bring him home, bring him home. The new cavalry invaded his land, bring him home, bring him home. So he stood up and took a stand, bring him home, bring him home. It's time for us to surround his hands, bring him home, bring him home. And force it to give way, give us half praise. Bring him home, bring him home, that he'll be free again someday. Bring him home, bring him home. So if you love your Uncle Sam, bring him home, bring him home. Let's stop this evil sham. Bring him home, bring him home. Bring him home, bring him home. Bring him home, bring him home. Freedom for Leonard Peltier. Bring him home, bring him home. Bring him home, bring him home. Bring him home, bring him home. Freedom for Leonard Peltier. Bring him home, bring him Stand up and honor a spiritual warrior of the people. Stand up so they can hear you in the White House in Washington, D.C. President Obama can hear you. Stand up so they can hear you at the Lewisburg Penitentiary. Leonard Peltier can hear you tonight. Stand up so they can hear you at the Department of Justice. Stand up so they can hear you at the FBI building over there. Stand up for the injustice, 34 years of illegal incarceration. Stand up for a spiritual warrior of our people, the people of all colors, of all life. Stand up for a man that put his life on the line for all of you. Honor. Tomorrow by the Boulder County Courthouse, 12 noon, help us to stand up against this great injustice. 33 years, full life of Jesus Christ. 33 years of suffering on behalf of the people. 33 years of love dedicated to all life. Help them so they can hear them. They can hear them today. They can hear us. They can hear the heart of the buffalo. Hear the heart of the buffalo nation. Hear the heart of the buffalo nation. Hear the heartbeat of the buffalo nation. Hear the heartbeat of the buffalo nation. Hear the heartbeat. never forget you, Leonard. We'll never forget what you did. We'll never forget how you stood up in the people's time of need, how you protected the elders, how you protected the children from the injustice, from the murders. Who investigated the murders of all the traditional people that died at that time? Who is sitting in a jail cell saying for those crimes today? Thank you, relatives, relations. Let's hear it for the Peltier singers over there. Peltier singers and the heartbeat drum of the nation. Right from where the people that we're thinking about today, they come from right up there. Pine Ridge, Rosebud Reservations. I got a letter from Leonard Peltier. He said, we're planning on having a benefit concert with Pete Seeger. He said, I don't want people to just gather in my name and have a party. He said, I want them to gather with a purpose, to lobby behind the cause for his freedom and the cause of his people. So when you leave here today, do some research about what's going on up there, Pine Ridge, you know, the problems of the heating and the homes and the lack of attention from the government there. And then also educate yourself on the case of Leonard Peltier and the great injustice that has been done to him. And so thank you all, and enjoy the rest of the evening.
Mark Silentberry, thank you, that was beautiful. That was beautiful. And the singers, that was beautiful.